First, you need to know what you'll be playing with. Standard gameplay consists of 2 teams, 2 players each. Each player will have one 90mm, 2 100mm, and one 110mm stones. Throughout the game, each player will only throw 2 of their stones per round, strategically choosing whichever size they would like. The other equipment you will have is a mark and a spot. The mark will be your target ball, and the spot is what you will use to keep track as you advance through rounds on the course. Starting the game. Stones is a game similar to bocce in golf. The objective of the game is to get your team's 4 stones as close as possible to the yellow mark. The game will start at the first base. Each stones course consisting of 5 stretches and 5 landings. The team that wins the spot flip will choose whether they or the opponent throws first. This team is allowed to throw the mark anywhere on the first stretch that is in play, which is any ground within the set boundaries. Once the mark is established, the player that threw it will try to throw their stone as close as possible to the target ball. If they successfully throw their stone in play, the opposing team will attempt to throw their stones until they get closer than their opponent to the mark. Whichever team is not closer to the mark will continue to throw until they have thrown all 4 of their stones or get closer than their opponents. The round will end once each team has thrown their respective stones. Scoring a round. How many stones one team has closer than the other is how many points they will receive. However, if one team gets all 4 stones closer than their opponents, they will receive 2 bonus points and 6 points. Both teams will then move up to where the mark resides and throw down a spot. This will be your throwing point while you continue to move up the stretch. You will continue to play rounds as just explained down the stretch until you play one where the mark is on the landing. Once a full round has been played with the mark being on the landing, you will move on to the next stretch and repeat this process. You will restart this process as you play through all 5 stretches and landings on the course. The game will end once a full round is played with the mark on the 5th landing. You will add each team's score, and whichever team is ahead wins the match. However, you must win by 2. In the result that the score is tied or within 1, you will go to the start of the course and continue play until one team takes a 2-point lead. Out of bounds, hazards, and the X. Around each stretch on the course, there will be out of bounds that consist of different materials, like gravel, rocks, rope, brick lining, and more. If your stone goes into the out of bounds, it is out of play and will not be scored. The other hazard to be aware of is the water traps. If one of your stones goes into the water, not only is that ball out of play, but your partner also loses their next throw, and it is back to you to establish. The X is a separate play area than the rest of the stretches. Found in a central position of the course, it will be a difficult, small area available to play once in the match. Either team can throw the mark to X, but once established, only stones within that small area are in play. The significance of the X is that all points are worth double. After the round is done, the mark throw will go to the other team, and they will throw back onto the stretch they were coming from. You have now learned the basic rules of stones. For any further questions, please direct them to a Stones employee or check out the rules at stonesthrowing.com/rules.